Within the tenant of any size, you'll need to manage and perform frequent administration tasks. This may be for your subscription, your users, or configuration settings. Let's explore administrative roles within Office 365. The administrator is the person that manages the subscription, users, and configuration, and keeps everything in order. Within a large organization, many tasks can be delegated to other staff by assigning them administrator roles. You can have multiple administrators, and each administrator can have multiple roles. You can even outsource some or all of your Office 365 administration to a Microsoft partner so that they can manage your administration tasks on your behalf. The global administrator is the main administrator responsible for setting up the Office 365 instance. Subordinate administrator roles include the billing administrator, service administrator, password administrator, and the user administrator. Let's review some of these key roles in more detail. The global administrator role is assigned to the user who initially purchases and sets up the Office 365 subscription. They have the most powerful role in the subscription and have access to nearly all of the features of Office 365. They're also the only admin that can assign other administrative roles. You should try to limit the number of people within your organization are assigned the global administrator role, as it needs to be kept safe and only used when needed. The billing administrator manages licenses and subscription purchases. Though they cannot assign licenses, they can manage your support tickets, and they can also monitor the service health of Office 365. The user password administrator manages the resetting of passwords for other users who are non-administrators, or who are members of the following roles: directory readers, guest inviter, and password administrator. This role does not grant the ability to manage service requests or monitor service health. The service administrator is responsible for managing service requests with Microsoft relating to service issues. They also monitor the service dashboard and the message center, and can also see important information about Azure and Office 365 services, such as the health of the service and change and release notifications. The service administrator has view-only permissions on user configuration settings. The user administrator probably has the most work of all administrators. They'll carry out daily tasks, including resetting passwords for users, monitoring service health, adding and deleting user accounts and groups, and managing service requests and monitoring service health. They cannot delete or create new administrators, but they can change passwords for users, help desk administrators, and other user account administrators only. Within your Office 365 subscription, you may also have additional administrator roles available, including the Exchange Administrator, Power BI Administrator, SharePoint Administrator, and Team Service Administrator. Now that we've seen the different types of administrator within Office 365, we'll now explore how to assign user administrative roles. Once Office 365 has been purchased and the initial setup is complete, you'll be able to use the Global Administrator to create additional users. Once users have been created, you can then assign any of the available administrator roles to your new users. It's best practice to ensure that you create one or more global administrators to help share the workload and also to allow for redundancy of this task within the organization. This can be especially useful during vacation periods or absence, or in the case where an administrator leaves the organization. Let's drop onto our demo tenant and take a look at how to assign administrative roles within Office 365. I've signed into my admin center as a global administrator. On the left-hand side, I'll select Users, and then Active Users. I'll select the user. In this case, I want to select Adele Vance. On a Dell property page, I'll scroll down. And under Roles, we can see there's no administrator access. I'll select Manage Roles. On the Manage Roles page, we can see that the user has no Admin Center access. I'll select Admin Center Access, and this exposes a list of admins that I can assign to Adele. For example, I can make an Adele a global administrator. a help desk administrator, and a Teams admin. Notice the warning relating to the global admins. It's best practice to have less than 5 global admins within the tenant. This is because a global admin is the most powerful admin and are more likely to be attacked. Therefore, if we can select a different administrator to achieve the same aim, then this is preferable. I'll click Save Changes. And here we can see under roles the different admin roles that have been assigned to Adele. If we wanted to assign multiple roles to multiple users, we can select the users. And then on the top menu bar, select Manage Roles. Here we can see we can edit the roles for the multiple users. I'll select Customize Administrator. And here we can see the list of all the different administrative roles that can be assigned. I'll select the roles and then click Save. The rules have been updated, and I'll click Close.